This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, everyone. Last class we discussed string operation. So today we are going to discuss about the list related. Okay, one second. Let me open the Jupyter notebook. So here I'm going to create a new notebook. Okay, now so here in Python data types I discussed about one of the data type called a list. What is list? List contains collection of elements, and the list elements we can define in the square brackets. List elements we can define in the square brackets. Consider an example. List equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So here list elements we can access using the index position. Okay. So print list of 2. Do one thing. I already told you using index position we can access the list of elements. Okay. So 0 position, first position, second position. Now similar way 1 colon 5. So it represent 1, 2, 3, 4. So from first position to fourth position. So here index, this is this one step size. So out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is going to give you first one, third one, fifth one, and seventh one, sixth one. Sorry. Similar way we have a negative index. 7 to minus 2. So here from here to here. Okay. Now, now here if you observe type of the variable, okay, list. So if you see the directory of list, there are some predefined functions already available on the list. So there are some predefined functions are there. We can use that one. Okay. So these are all the predefined functions it is available. And before that, guys, before that, we can convert, we can create a list from the tuple. For suppose I am having a tuple like this. So we can convert list tuple to list. we can convert tuple to list. Similar way, we can prepare a list from the using range function. List 1 equal to range of range of 10. Okay, so here you can access the elements of a list here. And also, if you have a string, for suppose if you have a string str1, okay, string equal to, if you do any string split operation, the result is a list. The result is a list. That is one more way to create a string. Okay. And here, if you want to access the list of elements, we can go like this. List equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, if you want to access the elements of the list, we can go for like this. For I in list, print I. So, based on the number of elements in the list, the loop will be repeated. Guys, now the same thing for suppose I into I, 1496. So here, this one, for suppose my requirement is I want to append the result into a variable, we can use like this. For I in list, okay, res dot append of I into I, print res 14916. So now the same thing, guys. This is important. We can call it as a list comprehension. Yes, all of you please concentrate this one. Whatever we have done, the same thing we can write in another way. I'm having a list. Okay. Take each and every element of a list. On top of the element, I'm going to do square. The result into a list. Observe the variable res equal to. Now, print res. Okay. So here, take each and every element of a list, and I'm going to do multiplication and assigning to the list. Okay. So this is very important, guys. So if you do operation on each and every element, we can do like this also. Observe here. Observe here. I'm having a l- fruits list. Apple, banana. Okay. Each and every element, I'm going to convert it into uppercase, append it to the list. Okay. So here I want output. I want output like this. Okay. So here what I'm going to do is, one way is we can take a where list, get each and every item from the list and appending into the list. So if you want to uppercase, we can do like this. Now the same thing I can do in the single statement. For I in list, return upper I dot upper. Okay, return I dot upper. So the same thing we can write like this also. Okay, now this is very important, guys. Similar way, observe here. I am having a list of elements like this. Now I'm going to take each and every element. The element is divisible by 2. Then take that element into a list. Okay. So here what happened is normal way also we can write. So this is for suppose the same thing. If you want to write in the normal way, we can do like this. Res equal to for I in list, if I percentile 2 equal to 0, then for this list I am going to append the element and then print the result. Now the same thing I can write in the single list. I can write in the single list. One more. I'm having a list of elements. List 2 equal to. I want to find out elements present in list 1, not in list 2. So what is the output? Elements present in the list 1, not in list 2. The output will be 2 comma 3 7. Okay. Now I want to get this one output. For I in list 1, if I not in list 2, then print that particular I. The output is into the list, then we can take this one. Now the same thing I'm going to write in the single line. Yes, this is very important, guys. In the interview, people will ask this question. They will give the two list of elements and they will ask you to provide the list of elements which present in the list one, not in list two. For I in list one, if I not in list two, then return that I. Okay. So this is one way to write. Okay. If you use list comprehensions, directly we can write everything into the single line. Okay. So this is the one list comprehension related. Now the same thing observe here. We can do for the string also. Star one equal to, okay. For suppose I'm having this one. I want only digit digits part. I want only digits. Output should be 1, 2, 3, 4. Here what I am going to do is I am going to take each and every character. If the character is digit, then I am going to return that value. But my requirement is I want to everything into the single string. So here the entire thing I am going to use join. Last class I told you joins related. If you have any set of characters, so it is going to be into a single. Okay, single. We can do like this. Now, guys, here I have some assignments. Okay, you can go through these assignments, guys. Some of the elements of a list. So I have input is like this, output I want like this. So here this fruit, okay, so we can use a print of like this and dot upper. So for this one you can use a print of fruit of, yes, like this we can use. Okay, now here I want to get number of odd numbers and number of even numbers. Take each and every element, check whether it is even number or odd number. Odd number into one list, even number into one list, and check the number of elements, length of list. So here each number divisible by 4. If it is divisible by 4, then it is a leap year. So unique elements of a list. Guys, here this is important. Every interview people will ask this question. Okay, unique elements of a list. List 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3. Okay. Now I want output 1, 2, 3. Okay. So here we can use a single set of list which is written, the set value is not allow the duplicates, and then convert that result into a list. Convert that result into a list. Okay. Now this is one more. Now observe this one. Okay, you can try these programs, guys. Okay, up to 8 week you can. 1 second. Up to 8 you can. Okay, so I'm going to provide these assignments. Okay, try these assignments. So far whatever we discussed here we have. Now next we are having the whatever the predefined methods. So here in the list we are having some predefined methods. We'll discuss one by one. Append. So we can append elements to the list. list 1 dot append of 40 into list 1. Append is going to add an element to the list. Clear. Observe here. List 1 dot clear and then print list 1. So it is going to clear the elements of a list. Whatever the list is having elements, it is going to clear everything. Now, so this copy I will tell you. Okay, what is count? Now, list 1 dot count of 10. How many times the element is present? List 1 dot. How many times the element is present? You can get it from here. Now, next we are having different. So we have a couple of functions. Extend. Guys, this is one more important. In the interview, people will ask this question. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now observe here. People will ask the question difference between extend and append. Difference between extend and append. Print list 1 dot append of list 2. So here whatever the list 2 will be append as a element to the list 1. Sorry. Now the same thing we can use extend. See whatever the extend what it is going to do is it is going to add the next elements as a individual elements of the list. Extend. Okay. Okay. Now this is one thing. Extend is going to add elements. Index. Okay. List dot index of 2. 2 is not in sorry. 20. So it is going to give you the element at which position the element is present. List 1 dot index of 20. So which position the element is present here. Now insert. Observe here list dot insert of 25 at 2 position. Now what is the output? So list 5. No, 8. I want to insert a list at this position. At, so at second position, I want to insert the element 5, 25. At second position, I want to insert the element 25. Okay, in these cases, we can use this one. Now, next, we are having a different functions. Consider remove. Pop remove. What is pop? List dot pop is going to take the last position. Okay, whatever the last position, it is going to return that value. Pop is a predefined function. Take the last position. Pop. And then remove. Through this one, list dot remove of 2 into list. So here remove is going to remove the element. For suppose I am having a duplicate. Now observe here. So it is going to remove only first occurrence. It is going to remove only first occurrence. Okay. Now take an assignment. Okay. Remove all the elements. Okay. So take an assignment. Remove 2 and output should be remaining element. You can, so for this one what we can do is we can use the delete. Okay, so there is a one more delete function, not Python, that's it Python related. Observe here I am having a elements list 1 2 3 1 2 3. Delete of first position. Now list of 1. Okay, now print a list. Okay. Now observe the output. So here the first position it is going to delete. First position it is going to delete. Delete of. Okay. So in this one, I want to delete the last position, -1. Uh, Last position. So delete is going to delete the element based on the list. Okay. Now, 1 second. Okay. Yesterday session I uploaded only. 1 second. String operations. Yesterday only, right? Okay. This is 1 day ago. Yesterday. Okay. Maybe I'm not. I'm sorry. I have to check once. I may upload. I may not upload it. So string operations. We have it 2 sessions. Okay. I forgot this one. I will upload, guys. Okay. I will upload Tarun. Okay. So based on the positions, it is going to delete. So remove, it is going to remove based on the value. Here, based on the positions, it is going to remove. Okay. Based on the position, it is going to remove. Based on the value.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Can you find the number of elements in the list?
Okay. So there is a predefined function length of list, which is going to give you number of elements in the list. Number of elements in the list. Now, reverse sort I will tell you. Observe here. List 1 equal to no. Observe here. List 1 dot sort. Print a list 1. Okay. Now here list 1 is this one. Now I want to go back to the previous list. Here I could not. If I go like this, if I want to get the source list again, we cannot get the source list again. Now the same thing. It's a predefined function sorted of list 1. Print a list 1, print a list 2. List 1 remains same. List 2 is the sorted one. The above one, if you do sort directly, we cannot. Okay, but in the below one, okay, in the below one, we can remains the source list. We can remains the source list as it is. Now,
Sir, in the above example,
uh,
if you have assigned this list 2 equal to list 1 dot sort of, if you assign in such a way, then
okay,
the list 1 will be
observe.
the same, no?
No, observe here. Here it does not return any value. Does not return any value. So that's why it is
Okay,
going to be none.
okay,
So here, if you do directly, it is directly apply on the source list.
okay,
Okay, uh, we cannot get the back. We cannot get the source list back. So that's why we can go for this one.
okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, and also, guys, Now there is a predefined function reverse. So by default this is an ascending order. If you want to use the descending order, you can use the reverse. We can use the reverse. Okay, and one more. Sort to reverse fine. So this a copy we have to discuss. Guys, carefully observe this one, copy related. I am having a list of elements like this: 10, comma, 20, comma, 30, comma, 40. Now, list 2 equal to list 1. Now print list 1 and print list 2. Okay, print list 1 and print list 2. Now observe this one. Okay. Now what I'm doing is, for the list 1, I'm going to append an element 5. Then what is the list 1 and what is the list 2? Both lists is going to modified append with 50. Both list it is modified append with 50. So here what happened is, when you create a new list from the existed list like this, if you do modification on the one list will be reflected to other. Why? Because here print list 1 address is, okay, there is a predefined function id which is going to use list 2 id is id of list 2. So here if you create a new list from the existed list like this, whatever the whatever the address of list 1 will be assigned to the list 2, because here both will be pointing to the same memory address. So if you are making modification on one list, will be reflected to another list. When you are making any modifications on the list 1 will be reflected to other list. So that's why remember this point. When you are creating a new list, okay, from the existed list, don't do like this. If you do like this, if you make a modifications on list 1 will be reflected to list 2 as well. Okay, now so to avoid that one, what we can do, okay, here I am using copy. Okay, I am using copy. First observe this one. Okay, list 1, list 2. Now I am appending an element to the list 1, so only list 1 is appended. So if you see the addresses of list 1 and list 2, the addresses will be differ. The addresses will be differ. Okay, so there we can use this copy. The same thing we can do like this also. Instead of this one, we can use colon. So all will be assigned to the same list. Okay, the address will be differ. So you can use a dot copy, or we can access the elements like this. Okay, so this is about the list operations, guys. And then there is a tuple operations also. Okay, so let me create a new notebook. So tuple contains a collection of elements, and tuples represented by this one. And here tuple elements cannot be modified. Tuple 1 equal to, you can use any variable. I am using like this: 10, 20, 30, 40. Int of tuple 1. Now if you want to access the elements of the tuple, we can use like this. Guys, remember one more point here: tuple 2 equal to 10. Okay, now observe the value of tuple 2, 10. Now here check the type of the variable, integer. Though it is a brackets, if it is a single element, it is going to take the respective one. Now the same thing, if you observe here, observe here. So if you keep comma here, if you keep comma here, then it is a tuple. If you have a single element, you have to use comma for sure. Okay, so then it will become a tuple. So this is one of the interview question, guys. Now, now here we can use index positions to access the elements of a tuple. Tuple 1 of, okay, so we can get the elements like this. And here, as I said, list elements we can modify, tuple elements we cannot modify. For suppose consider I am having a list of elements like this. Now list 1 of 0. So this list 1 of 0, I am going to assign the value 100. Now print list 1. Similar way, I am having a tuple. Okay. So in the tuple, if you want to try to modify, it is going to throw error. So this is the object does not support item assignment. So we cannot modify the tuple. Okay. So we can see the length of the tuple also normally. Length of the tuple. We can convert list to tuple, range to tuple, string to tuple we can do. Okay. If you want to convert, we can convert like this. Print spelling mistake. So we can convert list to tuple. Now, so whatever the available methods in the tuple, sorry. On top of tuple, we have a two methods: count and index. P1 dot count of 10, print t1 dot index of 30, 0 1 2. So there we can use this one, count and index. Okay, so the main purpose of tuple is when you have a value, if you do not want to make a change in the entire your program, then we can go for tuple. We can go for tuple. Okay, and one more. 1 second. Take one more assignment in the list actually. I'm having this one. I want output 1 2 3 4 5. So I want input all whatever the zeros. I want all zeros into outside last. Try to do this one. Okay. So this is about the list of and tuple operations, guys. Tomorrow I'm going to discuss with the dictionaries. Okay. Yeah. Next class I will discuss the dictionary. I will upload both recordings, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.